is that how and when did you think of making this film on Gandhi?
The whole project started about 2 years ago. There is a lady called Fatima Mir who lives in South Africa. She's a scholar, a professor at the University of Natal, and she also works with the Institute of Black Research there. She's a very well-known author. She's written a biography of Nelson Mandela, and she has also written a wonderful little book called Apprenticeship of a Mahatma, about the years that Gandhi Ji spent in South Africa. So this particular film emerged from that book, the idea of the film. Fatima Mir was in Delhi a couple of years ago attending the Indira Gandhi International seminar. So was I. So we met there, and she gave me this book to read, and I found it very interesting. And what is more, I found that it had a great deal of relevance for the world today. And that's, we got to discussing the possibility of such a film, and that's how it happened.
What will make your proposed film on Gandhi different from Richard Attenborough's Gandhi?
Oh, it's very different. Richard Attenborough's Gandhi is about the entire life of Gandhi in some ways, but its major thrust is Gandhi Ji leading India to independence as the leader of our independence movement, and India is becoming free. That's the story. My story is actually of the personal transformation of Gandhi. You see, the kind of person he was when he went to South Africa was not the same person who came out of South Africa 21 years later. He went as a very young lawyer, not very sure of himself, but when he came from South Africa, he was already the Mahatma.
Now the very important question is, who would be playing Gandhi in India?
That I'm not quite sure. We are working out. I've got some possibilities in mind. I'll be auditioning some people, and then we will announce it when it happens.
Are you auditioning Hindi film actors, or anybody from anyone?
Well, no. I'm primarily looking at some of our very good film actors in India.
Then is there anybody backing this film? Any government backing?
Yes. It's the Government of India with the South African Broadcasting Corporation. It's a co-production between us and South African Broadcasting Corporation.
Which means you'll be directing the film, most of it in Africa?
Yes, we have to, because we are really relating to events in Gandhiji's life when he was in South Africa. So the major part of the film has to be shot in South Africa.
When do you propose starting to shoot, and when do you think you'll finish?
Well, I'm hoping that we would be getting into the thick of production by the end of this year, which means that we should have the film sometime during the late part of next year.
And lastly, which language would this film be?
The major language of the film will be English, because that's the language that is spoken in South Africa. But we will also have little bits of Gujarati, little bits of Tamil, maybe little bits of Urdu and Hindi, because it also deals with the Indian community that has settled in South Africa, and some of them, at any rate during the time when Gandhiji was there, the home language for many of them was the languages that they spoke when they were in India.
Then again, have you been to South Africa to do your field work?
Yes, I've been there a couple of times. I was there 2 years ago. I traced Gandhiji's movements in South Africa, including the route he took during the famous long march of his. And I was there again a couple of months ago to finalize some other things. So yes, I'm in touch with South Africa.
So today at this time that you're thinking of Gandhi, how do you see your Gandhi shaping up?
Well, you see, there is so much relevance to Gandhiji, not only for us but for the whole world, because Gandhiji was involved in ecological concerns before anybody else in the whole world in many ways. His ideas towards consumerism are very, very relevant to us today. his ideas on non-violence make more sense today than at any other time in Indian history. If you look at the events that are taking place in the world today, his ideas of social morality are more relevant now again. You know, it just is, he is a very important figure, and his ideas are consistently and constantly living for us, although we may not realize it, how relevant Gandhi actually is to all of us.
Thank you very much.
Right.